Hello everyone, today's topic is about chapter 18 of this great book. It's basically living without any rules, you can say. And I like it because it's quite short, but you can basically understand it when you read it. I'm happy to read it for you first, but I prefer to explain to you my opinion so that we can have better off. But before I start, also, I would like to promote this wonderful book from a great friend of mine. And she wrote this great book. It's called Beloved Childhood, Vidu's Regards. So please take a look. I'll put it here so for your reference. All right. Verse 18, living without any rules. You will say then it's chaotic. Then there will be an anarchy. Then there will be chaos on the street, etc. Partially yes, but that is because if everyone is not living in harmony. But if everyone is in harmony, living in harmony, then we don't need this kind of rules, basically. As you all know, that these kind of rules is for government. It's basically to make sure that people are obeyed by the rules, otherwise they get any penalties. And in the company, you have this kind of thing called code of conduct as well, and that is very necessary when you first started out. Because when you don't do that, then it's very difficult to put a line about when they cross it. But usually, if you put too many rules, then it's there is a saying goes like, if there is a lot of rules makers, then it's a lot of rule breakers. So that's why you have to try to balance it. But I will say, in the beginning of our lives, in this world we're living in, we still need it. But I will just explain to you, according to Lao Tzu, that in which clearly stating that you don't need rules to be kind and just. Okay, so laws and rules, I have already says, is basically the responsibility for effective kindness, justice, and also loving each other. This is the virtues that I want to share with you. That in other countries, that we don't need this kind of rules about. For example, throwing garbage outside. If you eat a candy, throwing the rest of it on the street, or maybe you drink something in the plastic, like soft drinks, and we usually will just either throw it in the garbage bin or take it home with us here in Hong Kong, in Asia, Singapore, etc. And that's very good because if you look at the subways, most of these areas, it's very clean. And then people say, how comes is that? It's because there is this call. It's not that there is always a cleaning lady or a cleaning man. No, it's just because people take their garbage literally home, which we are also doing that, and our kids are also being taught at school. So as long as you have this kind of rule-based thinking, it's not. In the end of the day, it will become a heart-based thinking, a heart-based attitude, like Dr. Wayne Dyer said it correctly. In his beautiful book is Change Your Thought, Change Your Life, Living the Tao. I will highly recommend you to read his book. I don't get any royalties, but he's a great guy. Unfortunately, he passed away. But this verse is amazingly that also said, you don't act virtuous. You don't say, I'm acting not virtuous. No, you just be virtuous. Remember what Gandhi says, that don't wait for anything to change, be the change you want to see, basically. I just rephrase it a little bit. And that's also very important, that you have to take your personal responsibility. And if everyone does that, then we don't need any rules anymore, and then we understand why the rules has been made is to have a good government, especially then it's a small place. Then it's very important to have this kind of mindset, that once you are doing things from the heart-based attitude, then things will be better. If it's could take a subway, etc., you don't want your seats to be messy with a lot of ketchup or a lot of those kind of stuff. You want to be having the same seats like if you want to have that for your family member. So most of us have to treat it like that. And take your garbage with you, and those kind of stuff. And that's a very important play. And if you're sick, wear a mask, because then you don't affect another. It's also part of the courtesy. So this book is a great book. I would highly recommend you to read it. Chapter 18 is a blessing. It's basically living without rules. We are going there with the society, but I hope that everyone in the world does it. Just take your garbage with you, and you also will help partially your part of the climate. You know, people always say clean the ocean, but if you go to the beach and if you are consuming anything like drinks, soft drinks, take your bottle with you once you're done. Anything that is garbage or plastic or anything that you have consumed, chips bag, etc., just take it with you and throw it in the garbage bin at home. Then you'll really help, even though it's just one act at a time. You know, sometimes also when I go to the beach and I see, oh my god, those kind of plastic is is coming with the waves and going again, coming with again. I'll just take the plastic from other people and put it on the side also, and you say, whoa, that's a lot of plastic. Yeah, it's true. That's why we all have to take care of our ocean by also doing our own small part. Of course, you will say it's so small that it doesn't affect the whole world. That's true. But what if all of us does that? You know, then what kind of beautiful world are we living in? You know, that's why I hope that we all do that kind of part of our part. You know, personal responsibility, making sure that it's also called individuality responsibility. And if everyone does its part, this wholeness of the whole group will be better. And then we don't need to really need rules about don't throw garbage, you know, take your garbage home, you know, those kind of rules stick into the wall or places to people to remind them. In the beginning, we do need to do it when you have a new government or a new country or anything. But even at home also, right? You don't want to stick at home all the rules that okay, you have to now do this, do that, and then it becomes like a very hard place to live in if there is so many rules sticking on the wall. You don't want to have that, right? So I highly recommend you to read this book. Any version is fine in the sense of written by, maybe translated by a great translator. So I highly recommend you this 18th verse. So it goes like this: when the great way falls into disuse, there are benevolence and rectitude. When cleverness emerges, there is great hypocrisy. When the six relations are at variance, there are vile children. When the state is benighted, there are loyal ministers. And here they have something caveat called the six relations according to Wang Pi, so the writer of this, translator of this book, are father and son, elder and younger brother, husband and wife. Yeah. Anyway, so I highly recommend you to read any translation is fine. Just if you started, whoever you think, you know, your wave of thinking, start with that first. And Hafiz say something about this. I like about that. Dr. Wayne that I put in his book is everyone is God speaking. Why not be polite and listen to him? That's incredible. Yeah. So it's everyone means really literally everyone, not just who are subjects to your rules and your laws. So even though you have people like the people that's going to visit your house, you know, based on the rules, then basically if everyone is living their own, like I said, individual responsibilities, then it will be a phenomenal time. Even those tourists coming to your country, you know, and then that's the reason why we still have the reminder in other countries that said this: you have to take your garbage with you, because some tourists doesn't know, because where they're coming from maybe have a different kind of mentality when it comes to public transportation and everything else. But all in all, I highly recommend you to take a look, and then we go to the next version 19 in our next talk. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe or share this video with someone that you think might be helpful. So live without rules if possible. Okay. Have a great day. Cheers. Bye.